Good morning, class. I hope that you're all doing great sa inyong mga bahay. As we all know na 1 week po tayong naka-asynchronous class for this last week of October. And of course, para hindi po tayo mapagulan sa ating mga klase, recorded po lessons natin ngayon sa ating last 3 topic before our midterms, which is for next month. So let us start. So we're going to discuss for today about the part of the cell as well as its function, and lastly the cell division, specifically the mitosis. Okay, so let's first see the levels of organization in life. The very first level is actually what we call as a chemical level, which contains molecules and atoms. So when these molecules and atoms combines and functions as one, they will be now go or be called as a cell. So, after ng chemical level, next naman po is cell. Okay? So, alam naman po rin lahat na ang cell po ay very basic unit of life. Okay? So, when these groups of cells function, it will now be called as tissue. So, the next level will be tissue. And when the group of tissue functions a similar or same function or system, function is actually what we call as organ. Okay? Kapag si tissue po ay nag-perform ng iisang function, ang tawag natin sa kanila is organ. Next, pag ito pong si organs, multiple organs functions as one for an organism to live, it's actually what we call as organ system. So, organ system is group na po siya ng mga different organs. Lastly is the organism, which is of course the humans or the animals. So, ulitin natin, chemical, cell, tissue, organ system, and organismal. At actually po, meron po akong mnemonics dyan, nag-review pa po ako. Ang tawag namin doon ay Citos. So, ang highlight naman po dyan ay si cell, tissue, organ, and system. Citos. Cell, tissue, organ, and system. So, let's first define now what's the meaning of cell. So, on your previous lessons naman po, nung po tayo mga junior high school, no? So, we all know that cell is the very basic unit of life. It is actually the basic life function sa lahat ng mga living organism, including us, of course, humans. So, we have actually multiple cells in our body which has different functions, okay? So, but biologists recognize 3 basic type of cells which are defined in 3 major domains. No? Tanda pa ba si domain? Si domain, kingdom, ito po yon si ating taxonomy. No? So, we have 3 domains po. Archaea, bacteria, and eukarya. Actually, meron din po akong mnemonics dyan, which is Bea. So, may domain si Bea. Bacteria, eukarya, archaea. Po, na wala pong protista dyan. So, yan po ang ating 3 basic domain. Na, in a prokaryotic cell, does not have a true nucleus, di ba? Mamaya ma-discuss natin yan kung ano pong tawag sa nucleus ng isang prokaryotic cell. However, in a eukaryotic cell, it has a true nucleus. So, ito po yung mga different cells. Nakita po natin na yan. Yan. And of course, different shapes then as well. Now, for a moment, there you go. So, next is the eukarya, which is another type of cell which are actually commonly found in a multicellular organism. So, for example, mga tao, mga animal, such as fungi as well, na. So, ayan. Yan po ay mga eukaryotes. So, ang dalawang uri po ng cell is, once again, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Si prokaryotes po, wala po siyang true nucleus at single cellular po siya. And lastly is si eukarya po siya, meron po siyang true nucleus, and of course, siya po ay multicellular organism, okay? It is the prokaryote, which is the monera, or minsan tinatawag natin yung bacteria, monera. Ayan. So, these are the multiple cells which has different functions depending kung saan po sila nakapwesto. For example, si stem cell, di ba? So, you all know, stem cell naman ho is really mas madalas makikita sa mga what do you call this? Placenta, right? Pag yung nilalabas ng mga nanganak na mother, di ba? Because stem cells generates or sila po yung maggagawa ng mga bagong body tissues or body cells, di ba? That's why maraming stem cells sa placenta. Ayan, ganyan po. Nervous cells, ayan. Yan po yung mga example ng mga cells. Ayan. So, actually, we have actually what we call chemical constituents, or we have four major biochemicals or four macromolecules. First is, of course, cells use carbohydrates such as sugars and starches as fuel or for them to function, diba? Next is lipids and fats. So, lipid and fats kay cell po, importante po yan to regulate temperature. May iba po kasi cell na madalas hindi nagpa-function pag malamig, di ba? Or mas maganda sa kanila pag malamig para mas matagal ang buhay nila. One example is what we call as sperm cell, right? So, si sperm cell po, mas tumatagal yung life niya ho pag siya po ay nalalamigan. No. Next is the protein, which is actually good, which is actually really helpful to perform functions of cell. No, si protein po nagagawa. Next is nucleic acid, such as the DNA and the RNA. So, ayan po, sila po nagdadala ng genetic information ng bawat isa. So, ayan po ang ating four macromolecules. So, si carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acid. Si carbohydrates po ay for fuel. Si lipids or for temperature regulation. Si protein for function. And lastly, si nucleic acid for genetic information. So, tandaan po natin yung apat po na yon. Ayan. Ayan. So, ano ko naman na yon, na sum up ko naman yung function nila, bawat isa. Now, so next is, now go to our cell structure. So, last time nagpa-assignment ako sa inyo, asynchronous rather, is yung ino-drawing po yung ating cell structure. And of course, identify its functions as well. Excuse me. So, the first cell structure is actually what we call as the nucleus. So, in animal cell, the nucleus is actually really noticeable, di ba? Since the nucleus po ang pinakamalaki sa animal cell. However, in the plant cell, di ba class, ang pinakamalaki po sa plant cells is si vacuole. Mamaya, discuss natin yung si vacuole, no? So, focus mo tayo kay nucleus. So, si nucleus po, since si nucleus po ay natatagpuan sa eukaryotes o sa eukarya, ngayon po, itong si nucleus ay nababalot po ng membrane, tinatawag nating nuclear envelope. So, this nuclear envelope allows the nucleus to filter kung ano dapat yung papasok na mga vitamins or na mga macromolecules o micromolecules sa kanya. Okay po? So, ngayon, si nuclear envelope, meron po siya mga nuclear poles. Ayan, nuclear poles, which is pore rather. So, which is ito po. Ayan, yung mga butas-butas na yan. No? So, dyan napasok yung mga water or mga vitamins or anything na pwedeng maging helpful para mag-function si nucleus po. Na? Ayan. Now, inside the nucleus, which is this dark one, ayan, is actually what we call as the nucleolus. Dito po, pinoproduce si ribosome, which will be later on helpful in producing proteins. Diba? Si nucleus po kasi is naglalaman po kasi po niyan, aside from it containing o holding po yung ating genetic information, it also has a big function para of course maging functional lahat ng mga organelles sa isang cell. Since ito po yung utak o brain ng cell, no? So, ang gagawin po niyan, itong si nucleolus, magpo-produce po ng ribosome which performs naman po to produce proteins. At si protein naman po, once again, ang purpose niya po is of course to trigger and of course to perform several functions sa ating katawan or cell specifically, no? So, next is actually what we call nucleoplasm. The nucleoplasm, ito pong parting yan. Ayan. This is actually a gel-like substance inside the nucleus. So, ito lang po, ang purpose lang po nito is para lang po maprotektahan and of course to have the cell, its rigid shape. Para magkaroon po siya ng isang shape na yan. Ito po itsura niya. So, nucleolus, to be specific, itong itim na to. So, si nucleoplasm. Na. So, wag po tayo malilito po doon na next is the endoplasmic reticulum. Now, this is actually what we call as a quality control center. Kung sa mga factory, meron tayong mga QA, di ba? Mga quality assistants, mga quality checker na mga station, di ba? So, ito po ngayon ginagawa ni endoplasmic reticulum. Now, ngayon, class, anong pinagkaiba ng ER na to? So, papansin niyo meron tayong dalawang shape ng ER class. No, we have what we call as the rough endoplasmic reticulum or rough ER, and one is the smooth ER. This bilog-bilog na yan is the smooth ER. Now, ang purpose ni rough ER, kaya po siya tinawag na rough ER, is because it has multiple ribosome sa kanyang katawan. Ayan, may ribosome po dyan. Ngayon, since maraming ribosome sa rough ER, at the ribosome ang nagpe-perform ng protein synthesis o protein production, si endoplasmic reticulum po, of course, dyan po ginagawa lahat ng protein synthesis, packaging, and transport. Okay ho? So, si rough ER, once again, dyan po ginagawa ang protein synthesis, packaging, and transport. However, kung makikita ninyo class, nag-iba ang shape kay smooth ER na. So, ang purpose po niya kasi, itong si smooth ER, dito na po, i-double check ngayon ni cell if meron po tayong matinatawag na misfolded o yung may mga factory defect na mga protein. So, gagawin niya is na pag dumadaan dyan, gagalagay niya sa perfect shape, which is circle, para hindi po tayo magkaroon ng misfunction sa ating katawan. Especially, pag yung specific protein na yon has a very important function. No? So, dito po ginagawa yung ating pag-double check o pag-aayos ng misfolded na mga proteins. Now, another thing that smooth endoplasmic reticulum is specialized is actually what we call as a lipid synthesis. No? So, detoxification and cell storage. That is why sa ating liver, mas marami po ang smooth ER kaysa sa rough ER sa ating liver. Kasi nga po, ang purpose nga po nito is once again is detoxify. Okay ha? Thank you very much. Sorry for that. Ayan. Next is what we call as the Golgi apparatus. So, very straightforward lamang po, no? So, Golgi apparatus is what we call the packaging center of the cell. So, yun lamang po. Diyan po pinapackage lahat ng cell. So, in case na kailangan pong i-transport o ilipat sa ibang lugar yung cell, rather yung ating protein, diba? A certain protein, kailangan lipat sa ibang lugar. Diyan po dadaan ngayon po yan kay Golgi apparatus para po siya ma-deliver ng maayos sa kabilang lugar. Ayan. Next, however, in some cases, other organelles inside the cell actually dies off. So, and of course, hindi na po siya nagpa-function. Specifically, yung mga proteins naman po na hindi naman po nakapasa doon sa quality check ng ating ER, ng ating endoplasmic reticulum, ang purpose naman po ni lysosome is to cut those unused proteins as well as those not functioning na mga organelles. So, yan. Sila po yung tinatawag madalas na mga death bag. No? So, ang kanyang ang process na pagkain ng lysosome sa mga unused protein and of course unfunctional organelles is actually what we call as autophagy. Autophagy. Ayan. So, eating self. Yun po yung ginagawa po niya. No? Now, ito po yung madalas na nakakalito sa dalawang to, no? So, we have the lysosomes and of course, the peroxisomes. Once again, si lysosome performs the autophagy, no? Actually, same lang din po ng perform na po kay peroxisome din na autophagy din po siya. However, lysosome only breaks down and digests dead organelles and proteins are not being used. However, peroxisomes can digest hydrogen peroxide. Sa hydrogen peroxide, o merong chemicals formula na H2O2, o minsan familiar tayo sa tawag ng agua oxinada. So, si hydrogen peroxide po is really harmful and poisonous sa ating cell. So, ang gagawin ngayon ni peroxisome para hindi po mamatay yung ating cell, because of hydrogen peroxide, kakainin niya po, i-digest niya po si hydrogen peroxide. Siya po bahala doon. And aside from that, if there are accumulation of fatty acids or glycerols inside this cell, so si peroxisome din po bahala po doon. So, mas focus po si peroxisome sa mga acidic, no? O sa mga mas matatapang na mga compound pagdating sa pag-digest. No? Kumpara kay lysosome, na-digest naman po si protein and of course dead organelles. Si peroxisome naman po is of course si hydrogen peroxide and some fatty acids. No? Next is si mitochondrion. We are all of course familiar with this one. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So mitochondria, dito po nagpo-process at ini-store ang tinatawag nating adenosine triphosphate or the ATP, which is actually the energy or the fuel of the body. No, ATP, adenosine triphosphate. O dyan po napoproduce si mitochondrion. Ayan. Next is the cell membrane. Now, cell membrane is really important part naman po sa ating cell. No, one thing that cell membrane function is that, of course, it will filter out what goes in and goes out sa ating cell. But the structure of the cell membrane is hindi po siya simple-simple lang. Tinatawag po natin ang ating structure ng ating cell membrane as phospholipid bilayer. Bakit po phospholipid bilayer? Paano niyo yan, class? Ayan. 2 layer po yan. Ayan. Yan po ang layer po na yan. Ang function po niyan para po mas mahirapan po o para po mas papili po nila ng maayos kung sino po ang papasok sa loob ng bahay ni kuya, no? So, ayan. Ito po yung ating cell. Ito si ating cell membrane. Si phospholipid bilayer. Okay. Ayan. Next is of course for the function of rigidity or shape ng cell, we have what we call as the cytoskeleton. The cytoskeleton is meron po siyang 3 major na parts, okay? So isama ko na sa inyo kasi medyo madaming teksto. So first is what we call as a centrioles. So centrioles is actually the two 9 triads of microtubules that can be located in the centrosome. Ano pong itsura, sir? Ganito po yun. Wait lang, ha? Si centriole po, once again, is a pair or 2 pairs ng 9 triads of microtubules. Ito po itsura ng centriole, class. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Paikot siyang class, ha. Tapos 2 ganyan. Minsan ganito itsura nila. Ganyan na magkapatong silang 2. Tapos 2 ganyan po may kita natin sa ating cell. Kabilaan po ng cell. Okay? So, ang purpose po kasi ni centrioles po is really important po later on sa ating cell division. As centrioles contain microtubules. Okay? Si microtubule naman po ay binubuo po ng mga tubulin dimer. Okay? Ito po. Once again, si centrioles po ay to 9 triads of microtubules, and microtubules contains tubulin dimer, which functions for the cell division. Excuse me. Okay? Yan po yung itsura niyan. Next is the intermediate filament. So, the intermediate filament po, ito na po yung specific po sa ating cell. Ito yung para po tumibay yung ating cell. So, ito po yung for mechanical strength and cell shape. However, si microfilaments naman po, ang purpose po nito is for cell movement and as well as some in cell maintaining the cell shape. But specifically po, mas nagko-focus po siya sa cell movement such as producing or forming the cilia and flagella. Alam po natin si cilia, right? Si cilia po yung hairy-like structure sa isang cell para po makapag-move po ang cell from one place to another. Si flagella po, minsan po nasa sperm cell po siya, yung parang buntot, no? Yung po yung magka-function po para gumalaw po na mabilis si ating cell. So, ito pong si flagella at si cilia, both po gawa ng microfilament. So, ulitin po natin. Si centrioles po. Centrioles is 2 pairs of 9 triads of microtubules rather. Microtubules contains tubulin dimer and both of which functions for cell division. Next is the intermediate filaments naman po. Ang nagko-function naman po for mechanical strength and cell shape. And lastly, microfilament functions for cell movement, cell shape, cilia, and flagella formation. Okay, ha? So let us now tackle about the cell cycle or cell division, which specifically focusing on mitosis class. No? So si mitosis po ay nangyayari lamang po sa tinatawag nating mga body cell or somatic cell. Somatic cells. Ayan, or the body cells. So, purpose po ni somatic cell or ni mitosis, to be specific, is to produce new cell, especially pag po tayong susugatan o pag po nagde-develop si newborn baby para magkaroon ng panibagong organ o magkaroon ng panibagong part ng katawan. So, doon po nagpe-play si mitosis to produce somatic cells. Okay? So, as we all know, class, let's first establish the body of or the composition of a cell, di ba? So, in the cell, we actually have 46 chromosomes, class. However, the chromosome only has one, ayan, may isang chromatid lamang po tayong tinatawag. Ayan, chromatid. Now, let us assume that these 3 chromosome at the top is equivalent to 46. Kunyari 46 na po yan. Meron mag-gawin ng 46. Now, we actually count chromosome based on its centromere. Okay, itong mga bilog na ito. Ayan. Diyan po natin binibase si chromosome. Ayan. So, since 46 natin si chromosome, so diyan po magsisimula si somatic cell. Now, ang mangyayari po niyan, ang gagawin po ni mitosis po is, kailangan po makaproduce po tayo ng dalawang daughter cell nito, which is of course kailangan similar as well. So, let's now start. Now, so, establish tayo sa 46 na chromosome. So, this 46 na chromosome with one chromatid for each, na pupunta po siya sa tawag nating G0 phase. Muna na. And G0 phase, this is part in which the cell will decide if ever nagpaproceed pa po siya sa division or mitosis or not, or what we call as cell death. No. So, mamaya babanggit ko sa inyo kung ano yung cell death at kung paano nalalaman ni cell kung kailangan niya po kailangan niya po niyang mamatay or kailangan pa po niya mag-divide pa. Okay? So, but I want you to take note in G0, dito po maglalagay ng decision si cell if kailangan pa po siya ma-divide or mamatay. So, all in all, in this interphase class, of course, during the interphase, remember this 46 chromosome na. And this 46 chromosome during interphase will be multiplied by 2. Specific po niyan is si chromatid. Ayan. Magiging dalawa po yan. So, magkaroon po tayo ng division o mamumultiply po si ating chromatid. Diba? Ang nauna pong bilang ng ating chromosome is 46 chromosome with 46 po na chromatid class na. Now, since during the interphase, nagkaroon po tayo ng, for a moment, nag-replicate po yung ating chromatid. No, nag-replicate po siya. But still, 46 pa rin po ang ating chromosome, while si chromatid, so 46 times 2 will be 92 chromatids. Okay ha? So 46 so initial po natin once again during the G0 class, 46 chromosome with 46 chromatid. However, pagdating sa interphase, specifically sa S phase, since nagkaroon po tayo ng replication ng entire genome, naging 46 chromosome po siya na nagkaroon ng 92 chromatids. Okay, since nag-replicate si chromatids. Okay. Todo na po tayo dito. Since, nabanggit ko na po yan na ating si interphase po, specifically si S-phase, siya po yung nag-replicate ng entire genome po, no? Next. Ngayon, dito na po tayo papasok kay prophase. No? So, remember that the word itself, pro o before, ang gagawin po ngayon dito, since na-replicate na po, kunyari lahat ng yan, na-replicate na po sa ating chromosome, ayan, at si chromatid. So, take note natin, 46 and 92 chromatids. Ayan. So, since na-replicate, ang mangyayari po dyan is that, lalaki po ngayon si mga chromosome. Lalaki po ngayon sila, or magko-condense. Sir, ba't po siya nagko-condense? Kasi po, para po mas madali po siyang kapitan at makita po ni spindle fiber, which is really functional sa ating next na function, metaphase. Ulit natin from the top. So, si interphase, siya po yung nagre-replicate ng entire genome, di ba? Next, si prophase, siya po yung nagko-condense o nagpe-prepare, so before, prepare, ng genome o ng replicated genome, which is, ito yung bilang po nila during prophase. However, in metaphase, di ba? So, PMAT. So, in metaphase class, I would like you to remember this pag metaphase, no, M, middle. Ayan. During the metaphase, ang mangyayari po ngayon dyan is that, pupunta po ngayon sa gitna yung 46 na chromosome with 92 chromatids. 46, 92. Pupunta ngayon sa gitna, middle. Now, during that time as well, meron tayong tinatawag na mga centrioles. Tanda pa ba natin, no? Centrioles is two pairs of 9 triads of microtubules. So, kaya po importante si centriole sa ating cell division. So, ngayon po centriole, pupunta ngayon po siya sa magkabilang side ng ating cell. Ayan. Prepare na po yan. At maglalabas po siya ang tinatawag nating spindle fiber. Spindle fiber. Na, ulit po, spindle fiber. So, yung po, spindle fiber po is na-produce po galing kay centrioles. Okay? So, yan. So, once again, interphase, doon po nag-replicate ang entire genome. Kay prophase, doon po nagko-condensed. Kay metaphase, dito po napupunta in the middle. And nag-ready po si centrioles. Okay? Ayan. Pagdating naman po kay anaphase class, so I would like you to take note of this one. Kung kay metaphase is middle, kay anaphase, letter A, away, papalayo. During the anaphase, si spindle fibers ay nakakabit na po doon sa ating mga centromeres. No? So, let's draw this one. Ito po itsura niya. Kunyari, 46 yan. No? 46 with 92. Ito si spindle fibers and centriole. Ayan. Now, class, ang gagawin po niya, pagkakaroon po tayo ng tawag na tug of war na motion. Class, no? Sabihin, tug of war, maghihilan silang dalawa. Ngayon, ang mangyari po niya, since maghihilan po silang dalawa, away from each other, mahati po ngayon si ating chromosome. Okay? Unti-unti po siyang mahahati. Still, yeah, there you go. Yan. So, once again, anaphase away. No, anaphase away. Last is the telophase. This is actually the final stage of mitosis. Now, during the telophase, the spindle fiber pulls apart. Since of course, na-divide niya na yung na-divide niya na yung dalawang side ng chromosome o dalawang chromatid, no? So, initially, once again, nag-start tayo ng 46 chromosome with 92 chromatids, no? During telophase, since nahati po yung dalawa, excuse me, ang mangyayari po niyan, class, same pa rin po ng number ng chromosome, and of course, ma-divide po sa dalawa rin to. 46 chromatids. Sir Sai, bakit po ganun nangyari? Let us assume na itong tatlong chromosome na ito, bakit kami drawing? Nahati sa dalawa, no? During the telophase na to, nahati na sa dalawa. So, meron po tayong tatlong chromatid dito at tatlong chromatids here. Nahati sa dalawa eh. So, ang bilang dito is, of course, we count by its centromere. Yung gitna, we count the chromosome by centromere. So, meron tayong 46 chromosome with 92 chromatids. Nahati sa dalawa. However, the centromeres is still here on both sides. So, it's still 46 chromosome. However, 46 na lamang po rather si chromatids. Same side on this one. 46 chromosome, 46 chromatids. So, yan po ang nangyari ngayon sa cell division. Both daughter cells has the same information. Has the same characteristic. So, mitosis will produce two identical daughter cells. Once again, mitosis produce two identical daughter cells. And last po niyan, is cytokinesis. Of course, cytokinesis just forms the cell membrane. Yun lang po yung ginagawa ng cytokinesis. So, wrap up natin, class, from the very top para maulit-ulit po natin at matandaan. So, start natin. So, from G0 class, once again, G0. So, G0, magkakaroon po ng decision-making the cell, whether to proceed to cell division or to proceed to cell death. So, if the cell will proceed to cell division or proceed to division, it will now go to the interphase na section. So, during the interphase, the whole genome will be replicated, into 92 chromatids. Okay? Since originally, at the start, meron po tayong 46 chromosomes with 46 chromatids. Okay? So, during the prophase, from its word pro, before or prepare, dito po nagko-condense si ating mga chromosomes. Now, during the metaphase, M, middle, sa gitna, mag-a-align po si ating chromosomes sa gitna ng ating mga cell. So, mangyari po niyan, panag-align po, lalabas na nga po ngayon si centrioles. Okay? Centrioles po, magbe-prepare na po ngayon yun ng tinatawag nating spindle fiber. During the anaphase, nakakapit na po yan si spindle fiber sa mga centromere ng ating chromosome. Tapos, for A, word A, anaphase, away o papalayo, class na. So, hati na po ngayon ni spindle fiber si ating mga 92 chromatids into 2. During the telophase, of course, initially, nagkaroon po tayo ng 46 chromosome with 92 chromatids. Sa telophase na po, nahati na po si ating chromosome. 46 chromosomes pa rin po si ating daughter cells with, however, 46 chromatids. I hope na malinaw po sa ating cell division, no? For a while, I apologize. Yan. Next, of course, yung tawag nating cell checkpoints. Kung saan po dito po nangyari po is, i-check po nila or ito po yung quality checkpoints ng ating cell. If meron pong nangyari na parang damage si DNA or meron pong nangyari na parang nagkaroon po ng, for example, error during the replication, something like that. So, dyan po nangyayari si checkpoint. Now, class, diba aganinan ta kayo? Sir Sai, paano po nalalaman ni cell if magdi-divide pa po siya o hindi? Meron tayong tinatawag na telomeres. So, telomeres is actually looks like functions as cellular fuses. Fuse. Diba? So, ang mangyari po niyan, over the time, so tuwing nagdi-divide si cell, no, nababawasan si telomeres, okay? So, each mitosis, so each division, the telomeres will lose 50 to 200 bases. For a while, class, no? Thank you very much. Ayan. So, yan. Si telomeres po, siya po yung mag-check if need pa po ni cell mag-divide or not. So, yan po. Siyang function niya para po siyang fuse. Okay? Next, of course, other or some cells, wala po siyang true telomeres. Ang tawag po sa kanila is telomerase. So, example po nun, I see, ayan. Itong si egg cell at si sperm cells class na. For a while. Telomerase class. No, yan po, for example po niyan. Si egg cells at si sperm cells. So, actually, same function lamang po siya. It's just that mas maikli lamang po si telomerase dito. Okay? That's why, madalas po si ating, remember sa ating sperm cell, no? Pag na-expose sa oxygen, madalas namamatay na po siya. So, ganun po siya kaikli. Mas madali po mamatay si telomerase po doon. Next is what we call as the apoptosis, which is actually the cell death. So, during the apoptosis, pag nabanggit ni G0 na, huy, konti na lang si telomerase mo, hindi na po siya magpa-function. Ang mangyayari po ngayon po, during the apoptosis, during the G0, ipoproceed po ngayon ni G0 si cell sa apoptosis o sa cell death. No? So, paano po sasabi ni apoptosis, ni G0 na hindi na po pwedeng i-divide? O kailangan pong i-apoptosis si cell. First is, ayan. Of course, hindi na po nagpa-function si DNA na maayos. For example, may error, merong nasobrahan ng alleles o ng isang gene, ganon. Or naputol yung DNA, nagkaroon ng deletion o na-splice DNA. Mga ganong mga bagay, mga scenario, pwede mag-proceed ng apoptosis si cell. So, ganyan po siya. Ito yung death receptor. Ayan. Ito yung pulse na apoptosis class, ha. Ayan. Actually, ayan. Next naman is si ating cell structure class na sa hope na malinaw na po sa ating si cell cycle na si PMAT. So, PMAT. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. So, kung gusto nyo buong buo, no? PMAT-C. Interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, cytokinesis. Sa interphase po, once again, dito po nag-replicate the genome Prophase, dito nagko-condense si chromosomes. Sa metaphase, dito nagpuput in the middle yung mga chromosome. So, sa anaphase, dito po nagpo-pull apart o away si chromosome into two identical daughter cells. Telophase, ayan, dito na po siya naghiway na po ng todo. And cytokinesis, dito nag-form si cell membrane na. Yan. Now, ito yung sabi ko sa inyo, class, no? This is actually what we call as the chromosome structure, di ba? Once again, binibilang natin ang dami ng chromosome or number of chromosome based on its centromere. Huwag mo dito sa class, huwag mo dito sa centriole sa centromere, ha? So, centromere po is part ni chromosome, while centriole is an organelle which produced po ang ating mga spindle fiber. Okay? So, both naman po itong system na ito, itong dalawang to is considered as chromosome. But to be specific, ito po is si chromatids. At ito po ay may dalawang sister chromatids. But in cell replication, we call this one as chromosomes. Okay? So, we have here the short arm o minsan tinatawag nating P-arm and the long arm o tawag nating Q-arm. Okay? Pag short, P. Pag long, Q. Okay? Next is, of course, these are the position or sometimes yung pagkakapwesto ng ating mga centromere. Pag nasa gitna po si centromere, gitnang-gitna ni ating chromosome, ang tawag nga sa kanya is metacentric. Pag medyo mataas lang po siya, medyo mataas, submetacentric. Once again, pag gitna, metacentric. Pag medyo gitna, submetacentric. Pag tumaas, but not too high, acrocentric. However, pag nasa pinaka at the top, to the point na wala na yung P-arm o short arm, ang tawag natin doon ay telocentric. Ulitin natin. Metacentric, submetacentric, acocentric, and telocentric. Okay, so ito po yung tatawag natin na karyotype. No, karyotype ang tawag natin po dito. O yung genome ng isang cell, ng isang chromosomes rather. Yan. Pansinin nyo, ito, mataas. Ayan, mataas po yung ating centromere, di ba? Ang tawag natin dyan is, once again, acrocentric. Ayan, ito is, ayan, nasa middle lamang po iyan. So, ganung mga scenario po ang ating tinitignan sa ating mga chromosome. No? Ayan. I hope na malinaw po, no? So, actually, di natin magagawa to. Sana magawa natin for next month, November, pagbalik natin. So, but I will have my announcement if ever na matutuloy. No? So, thank you very much for listening, class, and have a great day. Bye for now.